Path of Exile is a complicated game. Here are 5 things to know to make your enjoyment a little bit better. Look at all these chaos orbs. It would be a shame if I had to move them one by one like this into my stash or a trade window. Now, most people know you can control click in order to move a whole stack at a time without having to move your cursor, but in this league they also introduced the ability to control right click, which will take all the same item and move it all at once. In your stash, this will even work if you're on the wrong tab as long as you have the correct affinity set on the tab. Can you imagine doing that otherwise? Speaking of stash tabs, I know a lot of people will just go through the tabs like this, but did you know that you can also scroll wheel to go through them? If you scroll wheel on this little side panel, it'll even skip one. Look, it's Cassia, but right next to Cassia is June. When you left click on June, you get these options, including showing the investigation and the ability to unveil items. But what you may not know is that you can control click in order to go directly to the unveil items menu. You can also alt left click to go right to the investigation board without having to go through the intermediate menus first. This works on other NPCs as well, like Cassia, where you can go directly to the anointment window, or Einhar, where you can go directly to the beast journal. Try it on your favorite NPC right now! Most people know that if you're away from your keyboard for too long, you'll automatically go AFK, but did you know that you can type /AFK with a message to set yourself as AFK? If someone messages you during this, they'll receive that auto reply instead of the normal default one. That's a really neat feature, but we know if you're AFK and you move, you're not AFK anymore. Well, there's a solution to that too. Instead of going AFK, you can just set an auto reply. You can use /auto reply and then a custom message similar to AFK, and this will stick around even after someone messages you. Do it again to turn it off. The last auto reply that you can do is /DND. This is do not disturb and means that it will auto reply with the message that you put, but it will also not display the message to you or give you any sort of notification that you received one. This is good to use in case you priced something too low and got a million people messaging you about it. Most people know that the gems you have socketed into your gear will level naturally as you kill things, but what you may not know is this is true for your swapped weapon and offhand as well. This is useful if you're trying to level a gem that you already have in your build for corrupting to try and get a higher level, but you don't want to use the weaker version in the meantime. This could also be used to level gems that you plan on selling. Path of Exile has a lot of loot, and if you don't have a loot filter, you're going to see a lot of loot on the ground. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it does crowd the screen quite a bit and makes it so that it's harder to see the items that you actually want to pick up. In the options under the game tab, you can choose an item filter, but you need to have one created in order to do that, and some people may not know how to do that. Enter filterblade.xyz. Also ignore the fact that I have a Chrome update. This website has all of the NeverSync filters and allows you to select a specific strictness for the types of items that drop and are visible. You have full ability to customize this filter afterwards, but you do not have to. You can just use it right off the shelf. When you're done customizing it, you can simulate the items dropping to see which ones will be hidden or show up on your filter. When you're all done, you can eventually just export it to Path of Exile or download it if you don't want to do that. If you made it through all 5 tips and were entertained, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Also, when introducing the first tip, if you notice my health dropped dangerously low, here's the rest of that clip where I actually died. You're welcome. Goodbye.